Josh Tycro here. I'm going to talk to you about Rapsodo Pitching 2.0. This is a great tool that has evolved a lot within the game of baseball. Us at Mount Marty, we use it as much as we can in bullpen settings, versus live settings. And here's kind of something of what it looks like so you have a point of reference. Right here we've got a 15 by 15 device, about 8 inches wide, and when you use this, you're going to set this up 15.5 feet away from home plate. It weighs about 11.5 pounds, primarily used for an indoor setting, which is a limitation of it, just because it needs to be connected to Wi-Fi or a hotspot, and it can be difficult to connect to a hotspot outdoors, so that is one limitation to this device, although it is a great tool to use for our pitchers. Getting into this device, when we're using this, it's a great tool for pitch design, understanding what guys should throw and shouldn't throw, and how they can work with each pitch. For example, some metrics that this thing would show would include velocity, which is how fast the pitcher's throwing, spin direction, which when they measure spin direction, it's based off of a clock. So it'll be like 3:15 or 5:25, and it just would be reference to what a clock would look like on a wall. When you go to the top right, you see vertical break and horizontal break. Vertical break would be how much the ball is moving up and down, oftentimes being downward, just with the plane that pitchers throw at in baseball. Then horizontal break would be moving side to side. When you look at that, it's probably a key metric on here just to see how much pitches are moving and where you could adjust each pitch to work off one another and be as effective as it can be. Going down, you see total spin and spin efficiency, true spin. Total spin would be the spin rate. So that would mean, and that's measured in RPMs, revolutions per minute. Spin efficiency, it goes 0 to 100%. If it is 100%, the ball is moving directly forward. As it goes down to 99, 90, 75, etc., the ball would be spinning more like this. When the ball is spinning more horizontally, that would be considered a gyro spin, and the spin efficiency would be very low. When the ball is moving like this, that would be more true spin. Spin efficiency would be high, total spin and true spin would match up. As the spin efficiency goes below 100%, that makes the true spin go down because it takes that percentage of the total spin. Going into some other metrics here, release angle shows the degree of the angle that the pitcher is releasing the pitch at. The height of where the balls come out of his hand. The side, very similar to the angle, just kind of depending on where the pitcher throws, if he's overhand, sidearm, etc. And the horizontal angle, it shows the pitch, how it's moving horizontally, again, similar to that top right horizontal break. One thing with this is when you throw each pitch, we got a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup, splitter, knuckleball, and other. Prior to each pitch, you must click on the iPad to adjust it so then it knows that it's measuring the proper pitch and it's not measuring metrics for a slider, for example, if this thing still is set on a fastball. So that is one thing that you have to have somebody who has the iPad who can adjust it so it's measuring the proper metrics. Some major advantages of this technology is that, like I said before, where guys can work off of their pitches how they need to be the most effective that they can be. And it gives them a little bit more awareness of what they're doing. Technology is something that is definitely growing in our sport, but it must be important to take note that it's not the end-all be-all, and you must still coach and make sure you're pushing your guys and developing them, but using this as a tool to do so. But the point of this technology especially is that athletes are able to take ownership in what they're doing, see the different results, and be able to do what they need to do to develop on their own as well. A couple disadvantages to this device would be, one, the Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, it can be difficult to use it. And two would be the convenience of it. It can be very difficult to haul from one place to the next and have be accessible with when you want to use it. And it'd be ideal if you could use it in game settings, because as we all know, in training environments compared to a game environment, things can change, and it would be to measure and see if what we're doing in a training environment is carrying over. So that would be a major disadvantage, would just be the accessibility of it. and also the cost. It's not very cost effective. It's a very expensive device. It runs anywhere from $2,500 to $4,000, just depending on what you want to get out of it. It gets advanced in regards to how much cloud space that you need. So with this device, as I should have went over a little bit earlier, it does connect to a server or a cloud, so our athletes are able to see each pitch, they're able to see the results, and they're able to get the feedback with that. But the disadvantage of it is just accessibility primarily. One thing with this technology that it could use some improvements is, similar to all technology, there is deficits in how it works from time to time. We have had times where we'll try turning it on and a cord is faulty, or the where you plug a cord in isn't working like you would like it to. So it can make it a little bit ineffective at times and inconvenient when you're trying to set things up. So you almost just have to hope that when you do use it, it's working like you would like it to. That's similar to all technology. But as this device improves, this is a 2.0 version, so this is a lot better than the first one they came out with, but I'm assuming that they will continue to grow and they'll take care of the faults as this evolves and time goes on.